It's only 234 feet.
Jerry only got him by 2 cars yesterday.
You should have picked somebody not quite as athletic to throw that tennis ball. But other than that, you did fine.
A 234 foot?
234-foot throw.
Street Outlaws has produced some awesome and fiery drivers, and one of them is Daddy Dave, who has justified his position on the racers list on the racetrack. For many who are just getting to know about Street Outlaws, it's a racing-themed reality TV show that focuses on racers in a particular city as they challenge themselves to win a grand prize. Street Outlaws debuted on Discovery Channel on July 10, 2013, spanning over 13 seasons with over 150 episodes featuring top racers in Oklahoma. For many who love racing, it's important to know that Street Outlaws has a game developed in its honor due to its recognition. Fans around the globe so love Street Outlaws that its spin-offs like Street Outlaws No Prep Kings, Street Outlaws New Orleans, Street Outlaws Bristol, and Street Outlaws Fastest in America, amongst others, were also created to enjoy the fame and give viewers in other cities something to cheer about. Aside from the fierce racing, there is the Street Outlaws list, which includes a list of top 10 racers in Oklahoma, and any racers who wish to get on the list will have to challenge such a racer, or any racer that wants to climb up the list will challenge the racer in his preferred position. As interesting as this sounds, racing is riskier than what viewers see at home, and Daddy Dave from Street Outlaws was almost pronounced dead after his car crashed. So what happened to Daddy Dave, and how is he faring now? David Comstock, born on the 4th of April 1973 in Shawnee, Oklahoma, is a car expert, TV personality, and racer. Popularly known as Daddy Dave, he began racing as a hobby, and gradually he graduated into a full-time racer, a top-rated racer in Oklahoma.
2020 Daily Grind champion. Farm Truckin' Asian put this race on. It was the best time I've had, hands down.
Regarding his parents, Daddy Dave was born to Marge and Peter Comstock, and he grew up with them in Shawnee. Daddy Dave's interest in cars made him obtain his driving license at age 16, and he started racing with his friends and other competitors right from his teenage years. Daddy Dave started winning competitions after competitions right in his hometown. Due to the problems he had collecting money for cars and races, he started using his parents' Chevrolet Impala. Car racers here will agree with me that using such a 1978 car is laughable, but amidst all odds, Daddy Dave pulled through. Despite using an underperforming car, he won races and soon established himself as a top racer in Oklahoma. With his dominance in the streets of Oklahoma as a racer, Daddy Dave soon gathered enough money for a new car. Daddy Dave got himself a 1996 GMC Sonoma S10 pickup truck, which was then redesigned and properly fitted to suit Daddy Dave's needs on the racetrack. Although not totally abandoning his first car, Daddy Dave uses both interchangeably. Dave's prowess soon paved the way for him when his friend, Justin Shearer, also known as Big Chief, informed him about Street Outlaws. Dave owes his appearance on the reality TV show to his friend, but his achievements to himself. Since the inception of the show in 2013, Dave Daddy has become the top Oklahoma racer and gotten himself some rivals like Sean, Big Chief, and others. The rivalry between Daddy Dave and Sean is a very healthy one. In fact, the rivalry only exists on the racetrack and ends there. Dave's screen appearance not only paved the way for him to establish his authority on the tracks, but also attracted sponsors who provided him with everything he needed to win seamlessly on the track. I sincerely didn't know sponsorships existed for this type of race. I only know about Formula 1 and the likes. It's high time I got myself a sports car and moved to Oklahoma. With the sponsorship deals, Daddy Dave didn't have to worry about raising money for cars. He just needed to focus on these races, even though he has since then opened his own shop where he customizes his cars to his desired taste. Ever since he had been doing that, he has defied all odds by becoming champion of not only Oklahoma and the United States, but throughout the world. A sport as exhilarating as street racing doesn't come without its risk, and back in 2015, Daddy Dave had a near-fatal crash in his car, Goliath. His car catapulted off the track and somersaulted 6 times before crashing on a wall. Dave suffered a serious concussion, a bruised lung, and many bumps and bruises from the crash. Motor Trend reported that one of the nitrous bottles came free of its mount and shot out the side window of the car, propelled by a nearly full charge of the escaping gas. The bottle struck Dave in the head on its way out the window. His helmet most likely saved his life, and to this day, Dave has no memory of the crash. The crash happened at a no-prep race at Amarillo Dragway in Texas. Of course, Dave has been racing since forever. How then did he suffer such an occurrence? There are different types of races on Street Outlaws, and the no-prep race is slightly risky since racers are not allowed to practice with the track, and neither is the racetrack scraped or clean for a smooth race. So the possibility of a crash with the no-prep race is very high. After the incident in 2015, rumors of Daddy Dave's death started flying around social media, and it escalated quickly that some websites pronounced him dead, which turned out to be untrue. How did Daddy Dave escape such a tragic crash? We guess he was just lucky to escape with a broken shoulder, severe lung bruising, and a heavy concussion. However, it's good to know that Daddy Dave survived that crash and recuperated well at the hospital. After the crash, Dave took a break from the racetrack and returned 7 years later with his Goliath. You must be wondering where Dave got his alias Goliath you see on the internet. He was nicknamed Goliath because of his car. Dave nicknamed his racing car Goliath, and that name was stuck with him since then. On his return on the track, he came with Goliath 2.0 after Goliath 1.0 was damaged beyond repair in his 2015 crash. His new Goliath was performed by Proline's all-Belay Outlaw Hemi engine. Goliath 2.0 uses Allen Johnson Performance Engineering cylinder heads and engine block, as well as a ProCharger F3X140 centrifugal supercharger. The car also uses Fulltech's top-of-the-line FT600 engine management system, allowing Goliath 2.0 to run smoothly during race day. For a new car like this, it's essential it's tuned before using it for races, and after initial tuning, Goliath 2.0 rode on Fueltech's mainline hub dyno to measure the Outlaw Hemi's engine's power output on the wheels. Initial numbers were at 2,869 HP on the wheels. Eventually, the output figures reached an incredible 3,146 HP on the wheels. It seems the comeback of Daddy Dave will be as thrilling as his heyday, and we are fully ready for the action. After his crash and during his recuperation at home, we got our hands on details about Dave's family. Daddy Dave has been happily married to his longtime partner Cassie since 2013, and they have 2 daughters. Now that Daddy Dave is back on the track, he also has some side hobbies that take his time during his off days. Daddy Dave is arguably still the best and a legend in the street racing world. He also has a YouTube channel, Daddy Dave Racing, where he uploads car-related videos and he attends to his car design shop. Over the years, Daddy Dave has gained the attention of many fans around the world and has become popular on social media platforms like Facebook, where he has over 1 million active followers on his page. His Instagram page has over 500,000 followers, while his Twitter page has around 50,000 tweets following him to know the latest he's up to. Dave is quite active on all social media platforms, and he keeps using these platforms to bring more people to like street racing. Daddy Dave has had his share of different money-making ventures, ranging from racing to Street Outlaws and his shop where he redesigns cars. His income on Street Outlaws is around $20,000 per episode, and he is featured in almost all episodes. We can say Daddy Dave has made a fortune for himself and his family. According to reliable sources, Daddy Dave was worth around $900,000 as of 2019. Considering the other active businesses, we can say Dave is worth around $1.5 million, which can drastically increase once he returns to the racing track. It's also possible that his income is more than that, as some sources predicted due to the automobile shop he runs. Well, I think their statistics are based on other automobile shows, and it doesn't work like that. Dave isn't running a renovation shop like Monkey Garage, Iron Resurrection, and what have you, but a shop for turning racing cars. There is a huge difference. It's great that Daddy Dave is back, and hopefully we get to see him track soon. I know his fans can't wait to see what happens as well. Daddy Dave's rivalry with his pal Big Chief Sean, Murda Nova, and JJ DeBoss on the Discovery Channel will forever live in most fans' memories as one of the greatest. Or is there any straight racing show better than Street Outlaws?